Namah Shri Shankarananda. Pay attention. I am giving another interpretation of this. Namah Shri Shankarananda. Literal meaning is bowing to the blissful wisdom. You bow down to the absolute knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the existence. Then what? Oh, I realize that I'm the existence. I'm the pure consciousness. So the entire Mangala Charan means we remember that there is something beyond my drama. Guru Padam Janmani. I do not start the practice directly. It literally means the lotus feet of the guidance. What it means? You anchor in inner and the outer guru. External guru, who teaches you. Inner guru sits deep inside you. That is the real you. Through the mind it becomes your inner guru. Savilas Mahamoha, the glamorous Netflix of delusion. That is the literal meaning. But what is the essence? Seeing the mind as a performer, not as a reporter. And that is the summary of today's lesson. You see, you check, you become aware, mind as a performer, not the reporter. Seeker, as a seeker, we must understand delusion rarely shouts, I am the delusion. It smiles and says, I am your heart's true meaning. Delusion always goes with a very softness and gentleness. Come on, here I am, follow me, follow the pleasure, follow the ego. Graha grasaika karmani, letting insight eat the inner beast. We discussed about crocodile wisdom as a crocodile hunter. Wisdom is a crocodile hunter. And what is that crocodile? Is the delusion. And how the delusion treats us? Come on. It does not fight with you. Come on. I'm the soul of your heart. Come and take it. Because of that, we find a soulmate, and normally it becomes a sourmate after a few weeks and the months. So, what is the entire essence? Essence is knowledge, essence is wisdom, essence is that knowledge of the real self. The moment we have a knowledge of the real self, we are there. So we have been also applying the POISE acronym. P is the presence. So after 4 lines you have some presence. So please notice any activity, noticing the thoughts, feeling and emotions within your mind as a neutral observer. Neutral observer, notice whatever is happening. Whatever is happening means the mind is a performer, not a reporter. And when we notice, we find the observer, including even the reporter gone. Observer is present always inside us. You are just observing. And in that observation, you discern clearly, you investigate, the letter I. You investigate internally that observer and observed are two different entities. One is subjected by the cause and effect. That is another topic we have today. Where there is a cause and effect, it is Prakriti, it is matter, it is not me, and the observer is always conscious. What? If it is always conscious, then it is consciousness. And the moment you reflect on it, you will find the space. You find the space? Yes, you find the space. And from that space, you look at the breath that is going in and out. Look at the breath that is going in and out. And then you start dropping Shanti on the track of the breath. That is, you embody the mantra. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The entire contemplation and reflection takes hardly about 10 minutes. So during the day, if we return to that state again and again, you will see in a week, the entire perspective of the life changes. And now you can stop this Om Shanti and just check your level or your state of awareness. You can open your eyes. Yes, it is better to start with a question that will take directly to the Sankhya Yoga. We discussed about this Sankhya Yoga. A guy asked that why we are born. I said it's a wrong question. How do you know that you are born? Oh, I know the body is. Oh, so you have identified with the body. That is why you say that you are born. You have already taken for granted that you are your body. First answer this question. Are you your body? Then come back and ask me why I am born. Our masters give the answers to every question. So cause and effect relationship. Where? But before we go there, You all have to share your experiences, how you lived in the last couple of days since the last session. And let us start with Dennis.
Everything was peaceful and quiet in the past couple of days. I don't remember any challenges. I was doing my practice regularly and everything was just fine. So nothing to report.
Beautiful. You have been doing the practice regularly, and there is always a peace. What is the problem of the mind? If we live continuously on peace and the joy, nothing to report. That's good. But the mind always likes to report blame and complain and anxiety and duality and a conflict. Can we live into that state even in the midst of the conflict and the pain and the sorrow? Is it possible? I'm raising a question. Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, kind of like Dennis, I was, in fact, it's part of my journaling routine to write down any observations I have. And, it was very smooth the last couple of days. There was no real bumps in the road. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, we are evolving. How are you, Jerry?
Sure, I'm good. It's the only thing I can think of, and it really wasn't a disturbance. It was just a little bit of lack of memory, I guess. And we were babysitting our granddaughter last night. She's 14 months old. And we were outside playing in the grass, and I decided to roll into a somersault. Thought that would be fun. And just kind of forgot that I really shouldn't be on my head at all. And I did a somersault, and I kind of came out of it thinking, oh no, my neck.
Uh,
And it's fine and I'll be fine. But I just had this lapse of just went into a somersault, like I could do a somersault and did, but I'll be paying for it for a little bit. So
yes,
um,
yes. I think it directly fits your interpretation. Directly fits what I said. The delusion always enters in our life as a very, as a small baby. Please take it. I will help you. Delusion does not report with a grand fear. It enters from the back door and then it causes a problem. But yes, it's a part of the learning. Yes. So you accept the pain. How about you, Vaibhav? Why you didn't accept a viral fever? Yes, virus is also a living being. It has entered into your house. It will go away. How are you?
Yeah, sir. So both me, my daughter, my mother, all were in fever and down with cough and cold. So we are managing that. There were ups and downs. So
Okay.
then,
Okay. Now you see the secondary cause, the third effect, and the fourth effect. So at the fourth level, the effect is the viral, and we are engaged. We lose awareness. Awareness is independent. Consciousness is independent of even the viral fever. Can I live into that state? Saturday session is very hard. How are you, Christina?
Namaste, everyone. I've been contemplating and reflecting on the thought of how I think you said it was last Saturday about how the mind, the prakriti is all the experiences and those are mind made and nothing happens to the consciousness.
Yeah.
And that has given me a really huge sense of relief because I realize I focus on so many of my relationships and being, not holding grudges. That's a big one that we all struggle, maybe a lot of people struggle with. But for me, I realized that maybe I was holding a grudge against myself, and that nothing happens to the consciousness; it's all mind-made. So that was like a aha moment. So
Beautiful.
thank you
Yes.
for that.
It is aha moment. And nothing happens to the consciousness. Add one more thing. I am consciousness. I am not the mind, which contains the grudge, which contains the blame and the complaint. But through the cause and effect relationship, we are reaching there. You will have a direct experience that I am the consciousness. So when I have a direct experience, I am the consciousness, nothing matters. That is what our masters are talking about awakening. How are you, Terry? Terry? Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. With vision and
Okay, it is okay. So, last Saturday, last session, we discussed a bit about the master, great master. I told you, Buddha was born maybe after 400 years after Kapila. And the Buddha said there was a Kapila, the great master who taught about meditation. I told you that entire journey of the Eastern wisdom is based on the same principles. Expressions are different. So Buddha gave the credit to the Kapila. It means he had studied Kapila. So we are also studying Kapila to become Buddha. Buddha literally means awakened. So his system or his school of thought in India is known as Sankhya. We discussed about Sankhya has two meanings. One is digits, number. When you understand all the 25 elements of a periodic, spiritual periodic table, I'm qualifying. It is a spiritual periodic table. It is not a elementary science table, which contains the 118 elements. Another meaning of the Sankhya is clear discernment, clarity. Here I am not, here I am. Means here I am the pure consciousness. So we can move from the chaos to the blueprint. Once we understand the entire blueprint, we walk through the 25 elements, we understand. Then Master introduces, we discuss the metaphor of a lame and the blind. So we will go a little deeper into it, lame and the blind man, and then we will see that how it fits into the scheme of the journey of the self-discovery and the highest state of mindfulness. So our master Kapila directly says that it's a problem of misconfiguration. You have a chemistry 118 elements table, so they are put based on the electronic configuration. I think I'm right, Dennis. They are based on the electronic configuration. But if you have a misconfiguration, if you put oxygen totally below and or helium below, then it is a total misconfiguration. So our masters, Kapila also says, you have a misconfiguration in your mind. You claim that you are the body. You claim that you become angry. Anger also has a cause behind it. Without cause, no anger can come. Agitation or pleasure. Pleasure is because of your attachment and likes and dislikes. So it's an identity error. It's a misconfiguration in the entire spiritual periodic table. So now he says that you have to understand, first you understand that there is a user and the supervisor. Just say for a while. User and the supervisor is known as the Purusha. It is the pure consciousness. It is unchanging. It is independent. It is passive. It is free from cause and effect. It has no cause and effect. There is no cause and effect. It means there is no movement at all. So that is why it is absolute. And the Prakriti, he coined another word, Prakriti. It's a tech stack device, stack device. So it's a primordial matter. Primordial matter means it is active, it is creative, it is insentient, it is governed by the cause and effect, and constantly changing. So the Purusha is the lame user. It cannot talk and walk, it remains as a witness. And Prakriti is the blind walker. It is blind. So the Purusha has to support. Purusha has to see. Prakriti has to walk. So when you walk, there is a change. When there is a change, there is a cause and effect. Purely scientific, but we have to understand little deeper in today's lesson. First thing to understand, that effect already exists in the cause. Effect. My speaking to you, or so-called guiding to you, or so-called presenting what our great master teaches to you, this is an effect. Cause is already present inside. So our masters give another example. Just as a tree is hidden in a seed, current mental patterns are effect of the prior causes. So understand little bit cause and effect relationship. My mind is popping me up to talk something about his amazing nature of this creation. But I will talk later. So seed was there all along. Why your reactions are not random. Why your action, change, reaction, blame, complain, anxiety are not random. That is the first thing. And that is not you. Your actions are not random, and that is not you. How to understand? The tree is hidden in the seed. The effect is never a brand new guest. It was already inside the cause, waiting for the right moment, like a gigantic banyan tree. I'm taking an example of banyan tree. Folded invisibly inside a tiny seed. Our current mental pattern, now I'm comparing, current mental pattern, our anger, our pleasure, our anxiety, generosity, insight are unfolding of the prior causes, the causes in insight. You had a motivation that let me attend the session of this beard guy so that that may be the cause. But you forget, you get carried away like the viral fever. So your mind says, okay, today I will not. So you did not approach the ultimate cause. So awakening begins when the seer stops shouting, when the Purusha stops shouting, this is me. I am not suffering from the viral fever. My body is, my mind has. The effect pre-exist in the cause. Nothing pops out of the absolute nothing. If you tell anyone, who is a pseudo-spiritual person, they say, oh, we don't want to talk to you. You are not a spiritual person. You are looking for cause and effect. You go to any religion. No. My God. He is very spiritual. He is 100% spiritual. So effect pre-exists in the cause. What it means? It simply means I stop treating my patterns in my life as curses and start seeing them as caused, understandable, and therefore I can transform myself. By tracing reaction back, so what is that cause? It is caused by the gunas, the three gunas, the impressions and the structures in the Prakriti, while remembering that the Purusha, pure consciousness, is neither cause nor effect. So when you say, I always react like this, why am I like this? I have to instantly remember the cause is behind it. It is not you always react like this. There is a cause. If you remove the cause, you will stop reacting. Why I'm always like this? If you look behind the cause, you will start changing. But that demands a little higher awareness, and that higher awareness comes what we are studying in Mondays and Thursdays session. Discernment, dispassion, six treasures, mumukshu. Then I am a seeker. In that level of awareness, I can catch, oh, why I'm like this. So whenever you feel trapped by repeating pattern and are ready to meet it with the wisdom instead of a self-hatred. See the beauty of understanding. So you never repent, you don't have a guilt, you are inquiring into yourself. Why I'm like this is not the end of the story of the life. You find the cause. From the seed to the tree to, can you think? From the seed to the tree to an observer to the witness and to the Purusha, that is the journey. Nothing comes out of nothing. We have to be very clear. All other system, even yoga, Patanjali yoga, and every spiritual system, if that originated from India, declares clearly that nothing comes out of nothing. That's a wrong approach. A mango tree never appears out of pebble. You never explore into the rays without prior stories, habits. The law is that every effect has its cause within its own line, within its own tradition. Where is the cause of this body? My parents, not your parents. In line. You have to be no miracles, no randomness. It is just unfolding. What as a seeker I must learn? If it showed up in me, its seed is already planted somewhere in my Prakriti. In my Prakriti. Prakriti is literally translated also as a nature. So one nature is outside, and one we say, what is your nature? It's a little typical. I said, that it took me almost 3 years to recognize, understand clearly. Very understanding is reaching to that state. So what I said, its seed is already planted somewhere in my Prakriti. Here, when I'm saying Prakriti, with the two meaning, the Prakriti, the primordial matter, and then it manifests as my nature also. That is why I am so called a spiritual person. I never speak about it. Both the cases, unfolding effect and also the cause. If you have understood it, the seed in the tree, your patterns are unfolding every day. Your anger, your anxiety, your reaction, your duality, your sense of pleasure, your sense of happiness has a family tree. A sharp reaction today may descend from childhood experiences, repeated interpretations, and unexamined belief as your causes, like branches from a trunk, from a seed. What should I do? I should reflect. I should sit every day for hours together and do, let me find out the cause. Am I upset? Upset is the effect. Where is the cause? And you go on searching the cause. Seeing patterns as effects breaks the spell of I am just like this. I'm like this. So when you start searching the cause, then that idea that I'm just like this drops. Is it not? I believe you all have understood. So now we are going little deeper. Little deeper. I'm just trying to make it in a very simpler way. The cause, effect, and there are three classes of cause and effect. Simply cause and effect will not work. Cause and effect and the three classes of cause and effect. What are the three classes? One is the Prakriti. Prakriti is the pure cause. It is Prakriti is not the effect of any cause. It is the only ultimate cause of the matter material phenomena. It's a pure cause. Second class is the Prakriti Vikriti. We say Prakriti and its effect. What is the Prakriti and its effects? The ego, the mind, and the subtle five elements. I just give you an example of that. That is why I say that it is very subtle nature. I see Dennis. I recognize Dennis. It is the effect of the five subtle elements. Five subtle elements perceived, that name in the form, that is called Dennis. Name in the form is called Jerry and David. So just understand three classes. First, Prakriti, that is the ultimate cause. It has no, it's only, it is not. Now, Prakriti and Vikriti, it has both cause and effect. It has both cause and effect. And third class, only effect. Can you recognize only effect? There is no further cause. You see the classification. Beautiful way to understand. So cause and effect. Cause and effect. Mind, intellect, subtle elements. But what is only the effect? Are your sense organs the cause of anything outside or inside you? No. It is the ultimate effect. Ultimate cause, ultimate effect, and in between there are three layers. I will see Dennis always as a Dennis. I will see Terry only as a Terry. It demands a lot of reflection that you only It is the screen output. It is the camera. If I point my camera towards you, it will take your picture, not my picture. It does not change anything. Ultimate effect, ultimate cause, and in between mixture, cause and effect relationship. When you work closer to the root causes, intellect, ego, subtle impressions, instead of only fighting the surface symptoms, you become free. What that means, if you are fighting, no, I hate you. It is the surface symptom. You go to the cause and effect in your mind. That hatred is already present in your mind, your intellect, and your ego. And then you go to the ultimate cause. It's all matter. Finish. Enjoy. So what happens? You are going to the effect and cause and effect, and then the cause, and then you are the observer. I have no problem. I'm sorry. I made you angry. I will never make you. You reach to that point of awareness where you drop the Prakriti. Why? The Purusha is outside the assembly line of cause and effect. That pure consciousness is outside. It is independent. Do you see the beauty of this master? No, you didn't. Did you understand? Just say in a company, there is a supervisor or a manager watches the conveyor belt. He is not the product in it. He is not the product of the company. Purusha is neither cause nor effect. It doesn't sit anywhere on the cause and effect ladder. It does not sit. How can you say, here is Dennis? There is no cause and effect. The consciousness is present there. That consciousness through the mind covered the shape of the Dennis, and I recognize Dennis. Consciousness covered the boundary of the Christina. I recognize. There is no change in the consciousness. There is a change in the mind from the Dennis to Christina to Terry. Do you see what I said? There is an ultimate cause, there is a cause and effect, and there is only an effect. So if you bypass them by understanding, you already land up to the pure consciousness. My thoughts, emotions, body are all chain. I'm making a statement. Pay attention. My thoughts, my anxiety, my duality, my conflict, my emotions, my pleasure, my states of the body are all in the chain. The one who knows them is not, is independent, is Purusha, is pure consciousness, is I am, is I am. Cause and effect. So three classification of cause and effect. Okay. It is only the primary, only the cause and effect, and now only the effect, whereas the Purusha is the layman observer and the witness. You reach there. How you reach there? It's a reverse engineering. I know Dennis will like it. It's a reverse engineering. You already know about, there's a lot of talk about the. So Sankhya journey is you are counting back. You start from the element and you are counting back. 24 elements belongs to the Prakriti. And the Prakriti, 25th is the Purusha. We will understand all those 25 elements, don't worry. At a very surface level, I told you 5 sense organs, 5 motor organs, 5 elements, 15, mind, intellect, ego, and chitta, 19. Prakriti is the 20th, and 3 more. Sato, Raju, and Tamogun. We'll talk about it. So what this understanding brings, Master Kapila says, each time you trace a reaction backward, you reacted, it is an effect. Now you go backward. Body, mind, ego, belief, you are walking the cause and effect relationship. You reach to the Prakriti, and beyond the Prakriti, you reach to the Purusha. You declare that you are the Purusha. Fact is that you are the Purusha. I told you, misconfiguration in the very beginning. So that misconfiguration is now solved. So now you have a right configuration, and here I am the Purusha, and you are. That is also known as awakened state, nirvana, Terry. You have to be very vigilant. You have to be very alert. You have to be very attentive in your daily activities the moment you wake up until you fall into sleep, because you're out of nowhere. Reaction did not come out of nowhere. That's a wrong approach. It's a false. It's a delusion. I don't know why I became angry. No, it has a cause. Why I am upset? We blame others. You make me upset, Terry. It makes you upset. No. Master Kapila, all praise, I love this master, I feel that he is sitting inside me and talking to you. The Kapila is the law of casuality, is the friend who gently says, no, dear, this did not just happen. What did not happen? Out of nowhere. Reaction did not come out of nowhere. No, dear, this does not happen. Shall we look at the seed packet? Just look at the seed. First, understand effect pre-exists in the cause. Applied to your mental and emotional life. You apply to the mental and emotional life. Cause pre-exists. You say I exploded, it just happened, or I'm just anxious, as if a random universe threw reaction at your soul. How it is possible? Not possible. In Sankhya, reactions are known as modifications. Modifications, normal meaning is change, but also known as defect. Modification and the defect are considered synonyms by the Kapila. We are diagnosing now. Effect with the Prakriti chain of the Prakriti, I told you. Cause and effect, only the effect. So what are these? Gunas, habits, impressions, interpretations, belief. Solution: stop treating them as your essence. Start treating them as effects. Effect, only effect, cause and effect. Ultimate cause, Prakriti. Beyond Prakriti, I am the Purusha. and still you say, I'm a terrible person. No, you are not a terrible person. It is all effect. You need not to have a guilt. Only a seeker can do it. Otherwise, the non-seeker will say, okay, I will kill you, I will not have a guilt. For non-seekers, this is not the journey. If my reaction is the tree, what is the seed? Now, again, I'm giving another interpretation so that you can understand it. Reaction, the manifestation, it is an effect. Effect of the seed is the tree. So, okay, let us. My reaction is the tree. What was the seed? The reaction is the tree. What causes inside Prakriti formed its seed. Without this understanding, you either attack yourself. Without this understanding, you attack yourself, I'm horrible. Or you excuse yourself, this is just who I am. Both the statements are wrong. This has causes. Causes can be understood. I, as a Purusha, free to learn without self-condemnation. I need not to condemn myself. I need not to feel that I should be guilty. So how to work? How to act? Practical example. When a strong reaction appears, name it as an effect. Carry. This anger, sadness is a tree, not. Ask, what might be the seed? Fear, belief, old wound, wrong interpretation, tamasic guna, rajasic guna, sattvic guna, lack of rest. Finally ask, who is investigating this? Who is investigating Purusha? Oh, that is independent. That has nothing to do with all the chain of cause and effect. So who am I? I'm the Purusha, pure consciousness of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Done. Terry, Nirvana. You feel, whenever you feel a jealousy, seeing someone else succeed, if you are a seeker, you rename it, it's a jealousy tree. It's a reaction tree. It's an anxiety tree. I'm none of them. And then see what happens. Then see what happens. But internally. So you are exploring. And what is that tree? It may be old comparison habit, worry and tiredness today. And you notice the one calmly examining this is not jealous. It is simply aware. Awareness do not change. It maintains its state. We are Purusha. We are the real self. The jealousy softens from identity to object of inquiry. You feel compassion. I feel this given these causes. You feel calm. I'm giving a practical application. Then we will talk about these 25 elements. So that at least if you think along this line, listen to this again and again, and you pick up each step. You see, you are always free. The cause detective. and the silent witness. Silent witness, the lame guy in the beginning. What is the seed of this reaction? So now go back what I said. I told this guy that you asked me a wrong question, that why I am born. You're asking a wrong question. You're asking a wrong question because you already had a wrong belief that you are born. And because you had a wrong belief that you are the body. And now you are asking me why I am born. First, correct your wrong understanding, whether you are the body or you are not the body. It's so simple, but very profound. What is the seed of this reaction, body? What is the seed of your asking the question that why I am born? I did not go to it. I just take it for granted that I am the body, then let me know why I am born. You are crazy. No, I don't want to answer. I will not answer your question. It's the wrong question. Logically, it appears it's a right question, but it is based on the wrong belief. That is why majority of our masters, they don't answer you why. Why? You have to find the answer. So what is the seed of this reaction? Body, mind, ego, past impression, three gunas. What is the result now? You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be guilt. You become free. Your mind becomes honest. So if there is an effect, if there is an effect, there is a cause. If there is a cause, it is not my essence. Only the cause is also not my essence, it is Prakriti. Cause and effect, second level. Only effect at the third level. We will pick up, we will put all the 25 elements into the spiritual periodic table. And once you do it and you remember, remember means that you are just aware. What is the message of this master? Master is saying, stop being the tree, start studying the seed. Stop being the tree. So under that tree comes what? Law of causality I discussed. The effect already exists in the cause. Reactions are the defects in the Prakriti. I gave another name is the modifications. It is not the self. Why? Because seeing your states as caused turns self-hatred into curiosity and makes real change possible. Once you go to the cause and effect, then only the real change is possible, otherwise not. So what do I have to remember? Nothing in your inner life just happens. It has its cause and effect. You have to change the label, relabel reactions as effects in the cause and effect chain, trace them lightly to their seeds while resting as Purusha, while resting as pure seer, witness consciousness. And then what happens? That is the state of the nirvana. Why it is a Purusha? It is a non-causal, not casual, non-causal witness. It has no cause and effect. So what are the worst moments of my life? They are only the effects. It is not my essence. when you say these are the worst moments of my life. No, you are crazy. They are only the effects. You are none of them. I can work with the causes instead of cursing myself for effects. The one who sees causes and effects is beyond both. That is my true nature. That is my true nature. That is my true nature. If this is the tree, entire life, waking state is also a part of the tree, dream state is also a part of tree, sleep state is also a part of tree. Beyond that, I am a Purusha. Ignorance is the ultimate cause. I'll pick up one more. Root of the suffering. All master says it is ignorance and delusion. Ignorance and delusion. So that is why this master starts the crocodile of delusion. So he lays a strong emphasis that you have to recognize crocodile of delusion. Why I am born? One delusion. And then it puts you into the spins around it, causes, then you start thinking, oh, did I have a previous birth? First, you have to ask yourself that how do you know that you are born? If you don't understand that, then you spin around. Oh, I had a previous birth. What was the previous birth? Then you have you find a masters in the Eastern wisdom who shows you the magic. Oh, you were the king in the last birth. You did not ask the master, do you know that who you were in your last birth? You fall into a spin off. That is the crocodile of delusion. So that's how I'm linking it. So if we compare in a modern, rough comparison, the hardware, the physical body and the sense organs include your motor organs. The software is the mind, intellect, and the ego. And the coding is the gunas. And the user is the Purusha. And the suffering is defined as a misconfiguration where the user identifies with a system crash or a bug in the software. If my computer crashes, I will say my computer has crashed. I don't say that your computer has crashed. Do you see the suffering? Instant identification is there. Hardware, physical body, sense organs and motor organs, and the world outside of object and things. You can add software is the mind, intellect, and the ego and the past impressions. Cloud code. Coding is the gunas, three gunas, and behind it sitting is the Purusha. Luckily, or I would say, it is fortunately, I would say. Otherwise, science will build a big ego. Science has created microprocessors, supercomputers, but they could not install the Purusha, the user inside. I have to be the user. It is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because it is Prakriti. It is not Purusha. We will go deeper into this area, root of the suffering, delusion, in our next lesson. Dennis, you have some points of reflection?
Yes, my understanding is that there are no surprises in this universe. Nothing is unexpected, nothing is random. If we perceive something as unexpected or random, it's only because we lack the understanding of the cause. And the same applies to our own mind and what we call my personality. We all have our unique traits, features that make my personality. And we cling to this personality, claiming that these features is me and I am what I am, like you said. But if we understand that every such feature is the effect of many other causes, then the very boundaries of our personality become blurry. And we realize that there's nothing in my personality that actually belongs to me. And this insight is very liberating, because clinging to my personality or my ego becomes senseless. That's one point. And the other point, when you talked about these three classes related to cause and effect, I immediately thought of, in computers we have three ways to access a file. That there is read-only mode, there is a read and write mode, and there is a write-only mode. So I think this very much corresponds to so the first class, which is the ultimate cause, is write only, because it can only affect, but it is not affected. And the second, the Vikriti, it's read write. It can affect and it can be affected. And then the third one is read only. It doesn't affect anything, but others can affect. So I think it's one of
Beautifully.
the qualities that can be.
Beautifully. And once we understand these three classes, cause and ultimate cause, cause and effect, and the effect, they are the part of the Prakriti. Prakriti as a whole, one unit. When it is only a cause, it has yet to manifest. It is yet to start sprouting. No sprouting, it is Prakriti, where the equilibrium by the three gunas are maintained. It happens to all of us, even for a few seconds. Even for a few seconds, you are not calm now? Yes, I'm calm. There is an interval when there is no thought? Yes, there are intervals I recognize. That is Prakriti. How are you? Now the Prakriti becomes Vikriti because you have to respond. How are you, David and Jerry? Is it not interesting?
Thank you, sir. Yes, it's very interesting. It's the hierarchy aspect of it. To Dennis's point, is very freeing. That there's no, it's just real freedom. I mean, it's the consciousness is really freedom, and the seed growing into the tree is just cause and effect, cause and effect. And I think for me, that's lots of contemplation. I loved it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sure, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like the birth and death is wrong question, because consciousness was there before the birth and after the
Yes.
death, and so it's always there, and doesn't matter what shape or form we get to experience or let the embody the consciousness. So that really isn't important. And then just the focus on the seed is the ultimate way that we don't suffer as humans in these bodies. Purusha never suffers.
Yeah.
However, if we can see the prakriti that we attach to, or that we desire, or that we have an aversion to, we can really transform this experience that we have as beings.
That is what is the meditative state. That is why Kapila I don't recall the one sutra. With the way the Patanjali has written sutra, so Sankhya has also written the sutra. Dhyanam nirvishayam manam. Oh, I remember. Objectless state of the mind is meditation. I have spoken about it many from the Kapila. So in Purusha, it is the state. It is always naturally objectless. So it means I need not to fight with any thought and feeling and emotions in my life. I have to recognize the cause and effect, only the cause, only the effect, and done. Finished. How are you, Terry?
Um, I'm listening and fun. I
Yes, contemplate and reflect.
yeah.
How are you, Christina?
Thank you, Grace. I this is all incredible teaching, and it's just feels so good to be listening to all this, because last Saturday I actually called one of my good friends and was telling her about, some things going on in my life, but mostly what was just happened in our last session. And she's like, "You've always loved figuring out the cause." And before I even explained to her the cause and effect, the Purusha, the Prakriti, she just likes to hear about what I'm learning. And she's like, "You've always loved figuring out the cause of an effect." And that is exactly what we're learning. And I love that you said that we can find the cause while sitting with the Purusha, because then that does not, kind of what I said earlier about realizing that consciousness is not, that's the Purusha, and that is not the cause or effect. And, my cause or effect in my life is not actually the consciousness. And if we could sit with that without having attachment or delusion to the outside cause and effect, then
we continue to live into that state of peace and happiness, because Purusha is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Beautifully at this young age you are doing it. Don't leave it. Reach to that state. You become an example to your friends. Beautifully said. How are you, Vaibhav? You are also young, so everyone is young,
Thank you, sir. So I realized that how I move from effects to effects and then make attachments to those things which is happening, and then blame myself because the outcomes are not what I'm expecting.
Yes.
Because the cause is something different and the outcome is same, but my expectation is different. So these things are not matching. And the task that I'm not doing is to reflect back and see why is that effect is happening this way. That what is the actual cause for this? And if we trace that, then we realize that cause is not connected to me. It is as it is. So that is the understanding and realization today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful point. I have a lot of expectations, but the cause inside of my action does not match with my expectations, so I don't reach to that result. But if I'm doing it for the sake of securing peace, I fall into delusion. You see the crocodile of delusion? You spin around in the spin around. In the morning, my mind said, a rose flower, and a diamond. We see them totally differently, as if they are too far. What is the seed? Rose is also grown out from the earth, and the diamond is found. The earth is just say the primary cause. We will go to the secondary cause later. Then the diamond in the coal. What is the seed cause? Primary cause is the earth. What is the cause of your body, which is made up of 5 elements? If the earth is not there, can your body be? So now put body, diamond, coal, rose flower. The first source is the earth. First cause is the earth. If the earth is not there, or you say the earth planet or earth whatever, in the beginning you say that. We will talk about this earth element. So everything that is present on this planet comes out of the earth. Plants. The spinach we eat, we say I'm a pure vegan, or animal we eat. Sources. Find out what is the source. Source is the earth. First, primary. Then we will go to the secondary and we will go to the ultimate cause. And when you go to the ultimate cause, you will find Prakriti. There is nothing more than Prakriti. You will not find anything. Except the Prakriti. So Prakriti is the primary cause of this body, mind, intellect, ego, thought, feeling, reactions. Prakriti is the cause of you and me. Prakriti is the cause of rose flower. Prakriti is the cause of diamond. Prakriti is the cause of the dollars in your bank account. Prakriti is the cause of your clothes. Just look at it. And we are deluded completely. This is rose. This is diamond. Diamond necklace. This is coal. You are beautiful. She is ugly. Unnecessary. Can you see that? So many delusions. Think of this. We will meet again next Saturday and we will go into another episode. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.